Hi, gang. Welcome back to another edition of Media Champions. Glad you could join us today. We have our friend Tammy Drost visiting us again on Media Champions. Glad to have you back on the program, Tammy. We're going to pick up where we left off. How are you?
Good. And how are you?
Doing well, doing well. You know, since we last talked, and one of the things we really didn't get to dive into last time was how things change so quickly in the world of media and marketing. I'd love to get your take on where you think these trends are going in the next 2 years because things do change so fast.
Oh, geez. Well, I think that COVID had a huge impact on the marketing. I mean, we saw, we couldn't do in-person events anymore. So we saw, the advent of virtual events. We saw platforms really becoming more robust so they could give you that feeling of having a virtual, an in-person experience. And you were starting to see a lot more in the way of aligned content. People were really diving in and doing more of their own content. For the first time in a long time, marketers were kind of put in a position where they had to scramble to make things work, whether it was an in-person event, copywriting. They didn't necessarily have access to all the things that they did when they were going into the office and doing those in-person events. And I think it's going to continue. It's going to be a huge trend. One of the biggest challenges I think that particularly on the media side you're going to see is when Google Chrome eliminates third-party cookies. So we're moving to a cookieless environment. So those marketers out there and those businesses that are creating their own content and they have people opting into that content, they've already gone to basically where their audience is. So they've met their audience where they're at. And I think more and more marketers and the media is going to need to do that. And I think you're going to see a lot of subscription-based content where people are opting in. So now you have this captive audience that you're kind of cutting out the middleman, so to speak, because you can directly market to them. And artificial intelligence is only going to increase that because they're going to be able to predict more for the media and for marketers. They're going to even right down to influencers that companies are hiring to peddle their products, so to speak. They're going to be able to tell simply through artificial intelligence whether or not that influencer is going to be the right person to market their product or market their services.
It's kind of like pinpoint spending, right? Because you are going to know exactly where you're spending your money and how it's going to work. It's no longer a guessing game. And you bring up a really valid point about audience. You said audience a couple of times here, and it's so crucial for people to find the right audience. Can we talk about that for a few minutes? Because it's more than just let's get a couple of likes on our social media pages. If it's not a quality audience, it doesn't matter if you have 1,000 likes.
And I think that's where a lot of, the market research comes in, and you can, I call it social listening. We used to call it social engagement. But it's really listening to what people are talking about out on social media. For example, if you're marketing business services, join groups that talk about business services, see what the pain points are for people, see what, their interests are. You can pick up on trends just by listening, just by being in the right place at the right time and listening to what your audience is saying. And then being able to be where they're at, whether that's mobile. I mean, we're moving more towards a mobile-first marketing environment. Everybody's using smartphones. Everybody has a device on them at any given time that functions as a computer. So you have the media and marketers have access like they've never had before. but it's how to take advantage of those opportunities and really take advantage of mobile first. Look for opportunities where you can supply content, or you can, go omni-channel, for example. Even podcasting is really taken off, particularly in the era of COVID-19. And it's because people are trying to meet the audience where they're at. You even have voice.
No, I was going to say, which is why it's a great thing for them to partner with someone like you. And that's what I want to talk to you about the next time you come on the program, because we are out of time. But I love what you said about social listening. So people need to, social listening while we're social distancing, right? Seems to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it does. You are so great to come back on the show. You come back again and we will continue this discussion even further, Miss Tammy.
Thanks a lot. And you take care.
Thank you so much for being here, Tammy. And if you want to make the connect to Tammy, we can do that. All you do is find us at dailyadbrief.com. I'm Mary Therese in Atlanta. Hope you'll come back for more Media Champions. We'll see you then.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.